In the shadowy corridors of American history, there lies a name whispered among conspiracy theorists, ufologists, and former intelligence insiders, Majestic 12th. Allegedly formed by executive order in 1947, this ultra-secretive committee was said to be the government's response to the now infamous Roswell UFO crash. Its mission? To recover, analyze, and suppress extraterrestrial evidence and possibly even to reverse engineer alien technology. But here's the catch. The government denies it ever existed, yet documents leaked in the 1980s paint a chilling picture of hidden power, high-level secrecy, and a group of 12 men with access to secrets no civilian could even imagine. Was Majestic 12 real? Who were these men? And if the program was indeed terminated, who took over? This is the story of Majestic 12, the secret government within the government. The origin story of Majestic 12 begins in July 1947 in the quiet town of Roswell, New Mexico. A mysterious object crashed on a ranch just outside the town. Initially, the U.S. Army Air Forces released a statement confirming the recovery of a flying disc. But within hours, the narrative changed. Officials claimed it was just a weather balloon, and the Roswell incident was buried, but not forgotten. Behind the scenes, the government was allegedly in panic mode. The story goes that the debris recovered from the crash site included strange, lightweight metals, unfamiliar symbols, and even non-human biological entities. This incident is said to have triggered the formation of a top-secret committee at the highest level of the U.S. government, Majestic 12, also known as MJ-12. According to leaked documents, President Harry S. Truman signed an executive order on September 24, 1947, establishing MJ-12. The purpose of the group was to manage everything related to UFOs and extraterrestrial contact, including crash recovery, research, containment, and information control. Whether this is fact or fiction remains a subject of heated debate, but what followed next only deepened the mystery. The Majestic 12 group was allegedly composed of 12 elite individuals, carefully selected from the highest circles of American science, military, and intelligence. Here are the reported original members of MJ-12: Admiral Roscoe H. Hillenkoetter, First Director of the CIA, Dr. Vannevar Bush, Science Advisor to the President, and Head of the Wartime Office of Scientific Research and Development, James V. Forrestal, Secretary of Defense, General Nathan F. Twining, Head of the U.S. Air Materiel Command, General Hoyt S. Vandenberg, Air Force Chief of Staff, Dr. Detlev Bronk, renowned biophysicist Dr. Donald Menzel, astrophysicist and publicly a UFO skeptic General Robert M. Montague, involved in missile and atomic programs, Dr. Jerome Hunsaker, MIT aerodynamicist Sidney W. Sewers, First Director of Central Intelligence Gordon Gray, National Security Advisor, Rear Admiral Sidney W. Sowers, sometimes listed twice due to overlapping roles. The group's mission, if the documents are genuine, was nothing short of staggering. They were to oversee all recovery of extraterrestrial materials, suppress public knowledge of alien life, research potential, military uses of alien technology, maintain total secrecy, even from Congress. This level of control and compartmentalization was unprecedented, creating what some would later call a shadow government. Officially, the U.S. government denies the existence of MJ-12 and claims the documents are hoaxes. Yet some names, like Hillenkoetter and Bush, were real people with real access to sensitive programs. And that's what makes this story so chilling. The story of Majestic 12 would have remained buried in secrecy if not for a strange twist in the 1980s. In 1984, a mysterious roll of undeveloped film arrived at the home of television producer and UFO researcher Jamie Shandera. When developed, the film revealed what would become known as the MJ-12 documents. The documents included a briefing report dated 1952, prepared for President-elect Dwight D. Eisenhower. It detailed the existence of MJ-12, outlined their responsibilities, and summarized findings from recovered UFOs, including the infamous Roswell incident. Shandera and fellow researcher William Moore kept the documents secret for a few years, until 1987, when they were publicly revealed by Stanton Friedman, a respected nuclear physicist turned UFO investigator. This created a storm in the UFO community and attracted attention from skeptics and believers alike. The FBI eventually got involved. In 1988, the Bureau concluded that the documents were completely bogus. However, many researchers pointed out that the government never directly refuted specific details and refused to declassify relevant information. Critics argue the MJ-12 papers contain inconsistencies, anachronistic terms, and questionable formatting. Supporters counter that such flaws could be deliberate disinformation tactics or authentic slips from early secretarial styles. One document mentions Operation Majestic 12 as classified top secret, magic eyes only, a classification never used in official channels, yet strangely consistent with how black-budget operations were known to function. The central question remains, are these documents real, or were they carefully designed to either discredit UFO research or to subtly prepare the public for future revelations? Regardless of their authenticity, the MJ-12 documents reignited a global obsession with UFOs and covert government programs. To fully understand the implications of Majestic 12, we need to look at the broader historical context, especially what was happening in the aftermath of World War II. In 1945, as Nazi Germany collapsed, American intelligence initiated Operation Paperclip, a covert mission to bring top Nazi scientists to the United States. Many of these individuals had been deeply involved in experimental technology, rocketry, and even rumored occult and UFO research under the Third Reich. One of the most famous imports was Wernher von Braun, the former SS officer who became a leading figure in NASA. But beyond von Braun, there were dozens of other scientists whose knowledge may have been years, even decades, ahead of the West. Now consider this. What if the U.S. government had not only recovered alien technology from Roswell, but also discovered that Nazi scientists had been working on similar craft? Rumors persist that the Germans had developed Die Glock, or the Bell, a mysterious anti-gravity device. Some even claim it was partially successful and possibly powered by exotic materials unknown to modern science. Majestic 12's alleged role in this scenario would have been to integrate Nazi scientific knowledge into U.S. black projects, use alien tech as a leapfrog opportunity over Soviet advancement, create a compartmentalized scientific-industrial complex immune to oversight. By the 1950s, secret bases like Area 51 and Wright-Patterson Air Force Base became rumored sites of alien technology testing and reverse engineering. Some researchers believe MJ-12 helped shape what President Eisenhower later warned about, the military-industrial complex, a shadowy alliance of defense contractors, scientists, and intelligence agencies working in secrecy, with almost no accountability. Although official records suggest Majestic 12 was never real, its supposed activities echo eerily in modern headlines. In recent years, the U.S. government has taken significant steps toward disclosure. In 2017, the New York Times revealed the existence of a Pentagon program called AATIP, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which investigated unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. That same year, former intelligence officer Luis Elizondo went public, claiming the U.S. was still actively studying alien technology and that the public was not being told the full story. Even more striking, in 2023, David Grush, a former intelligence community insider, testified under oath that the U.S. government possesses non-human craft and has operated crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs for decades. Sound familiar? Many in the UFO community believe that if MJ-12 was real, it either evolved into or was replaced by newer groups, hidden behind layers of bureaucracy and protected by black budgets. Some point to special access programs, SAPs, secret projects so compartmentalized that not even presidents may have full access. Others argue that MJ-12 represents the birth of the deep state, a semi-autonomous network of insiders controlling information flow, policy decisions, and technological advancement, all while operating outside the democratic system. Whether Majestic 12 truly existed or not, the paradigm it represents, of hidden power, secrecy, and contact with otherworldly intelligence, is more alive today than ever. And perhaps the biggest question isn't whether MJ-12 is real, but whether we, the public, are ready to know what they knew. One of the most chilling aspects of the Majestic 12 narrative is the pattern of mysterious deaths, whistleblower silencing, and alleged cover-ups that surround it. Several researchers who delved deeply into MJ-12 and related UFO phenomena died under strange circumstances. James Forrestal, the first U.S. Secretary of Defense and one of the names on the original MJ-12 roster, was institutionalized in 1949 for mental exhaustion. He reportedly began talking about alien contact and deep government programs. Just before his death, he allegedly tried to contact the press. Days later, he was found dead after falling from a hospital window. Officially ruled a suicide, but many believe he was silenced. Phil Schneider, a geologist and former government contractor, claimed to have worked in deep underground military bases where humans and aliens collaborated. He went public in the 1990s, revealing shocking details about black projects, advanced weaponry, and non-human entities. He was later found dead in his apartment, strangled with a piece of surgical tubing. His death was labeled a suicide, but friends and family insisted he had been murdered. Another figure, Dr. Robert Sarbacher, a government scientist from the 1950s, confirmed in interviews before his death that the U.S. had recovered alien material and that only a very limited number of people had access to the full truth. He claimed a group of 10 to 12 individuals controlled this information, eerily matching the MJ-12 concept. This pattern leads many to believe that MJ-12 or its successors have actively suppressed information, and sometimes even eliminated those who come too close. Are these coincidences or collateral damage in a decades-long program to control humanity's greatest secret? If Majestic 12 is more than just a myth, its implications are staggering. It would mean that a select group of individuals has controlled access to technology, possibly centuries ahead of our own, contact with non-human intelligence, and shaped geopolitical events without oversight for nearly 80 years. Think about the breakthroughs that could have transformed our world. Free energy, gravity manipulation, quantum propulsion. If MJ-12 suppressed these for national security or control, then our species has been deliberately held back. It would also mean that multiple U.S. presidents, possibly including Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, and others, either knew partially or were denied full access to these secrets. According to some testimonies, even President Carter was refused access to UFO files after requesting them. Furthermore, if there was alien contact, it raises existential questions. Why are they here? Are they benevolent or hostile? Are we being studied, protected, or manipulated? And who gets to decide what humanity should know? Some theorists suggest that MJ-12 had a long-term disclosure plan to slowly acclimate the public to the idea of alien life. Others argue the secrecy is a power play, maintaining technological superiority and global dominance. Either way, the existence of such a group changes how we view history, power, and our place in the cosmos. Whether Majestic 12 is a real entity, a clever fabrication, or a hybrid of truth and myth, it has become a symbol of secrecy, suppressed knowledge, and the hidden structures of power that operate beyond public scrutiny. Its story forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. What is our government really hiding? Who decides what we get to know? And if the truth is out there, how far will some go to keep it buried? As we move into an era where governments slowly release information on UAPs, the shadow of MJ-12 looms ever larger, not just as a relic of Cold War secrecy, but as a possible living network that still shapes the future from behind the scenes. The truth, as always, remains elusive, but in the echoes of old documents, whispered names, and censored reports, Majestic 12 continues to live on.